Hello, and Katja here, and you are so welcome. Today I have my inspiration from an older project from a class that I took with Finnabair. So I will show you the inspiration in the end. I have a canvas and I will create in the back side of the canvas and I will create some texture. I have the gorgeous stencil Victorian tiles and I will add modeling paste. If I had a stencil, one more, I could cut it in pieces, but I don't want to have the texture all of it. Little bit in the middle and I'm happy. So it works perfectly for that purpose to add a little bit texture in the background. Yeah, it works fine. And using the spatula to pick around so it go inside. And also the wooden pieces I will add a little bit modeling paste because it doesn't have some nice like pieces there. So yeah, I remember that it's a long time ago I did a reverse canvas. Also in the edges I'm adding a little bit texture and I'm using the spatula to create something extra. But during my process, I changed my mind, and there is a little bit texture, but I want to add even more texture. So I take the Finnabair's texture paste white Crackle. So I'm having Crackle paste because I want to have more crackles and more texture on my frame. And like I said, this is inspiration from one of my projects before, and I want to not do like a duplicate, but it's a gift for a baby, and I know the person who will have this have look at this project and love it. So I want to do something similar. So it will be a gift. So here I have this wooden horse and I'm adding wings and a little bit metallic embellishments. It's not so big, it's pretty small and I can't add so many pieces, but my decoration and screws, they are from Finnabair and I'm gluing everything with heavy body soft gloss gel. I also want to have a little bit texture, so I'm taking my spatula and the graphite paste and going around my decoration, so not all over it, on some pieces. When you get inspired from an artist or a project, please give credit to the creator. That's important. I will of course give my credit to Finn because it was a class and I think it was like 7 years ago or something like that I took this class, but I still have the project. So please, if you get inspired of the project or you pick something, some ideas from the project, give credit to the creator. I don't do similar. I do like the composition will be the same, but I don't use the same products and like that. I'm doing a little bit different and having different products. And here I'm adding some molds in the background and these numerals. It's perfect to give a little bit interest to the background and I have the molds for that. So I'm putting some gears also to give like more around my project. And you see me trying out what's the best. And I want to this horse be for my focal point. And now it's gluing time and I always use the the paste, because it's so perfect. When you start gluing, you can always change your mind and put in on them on different places. And please, if you like this video, give the video a thumb up. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I try to answer them. But I would like you to share the video, give a thumbs up, and the most of all, have fun and pick some inspiration, but give me a credit. Yes, always do that. And while you see me doing this composition, pick some items. Yeah, there is like stealing a project, but you can also get inspired. But there is like a saying that steal like an artist. I haven't really steal my own project or Finn's project like an artist. I have still the composition, but the colors and the items are like different. But to show you that because I didn't have my project on the table, I was doing it like I remember it. So if you find inspiration, don't duplicate or create exactly when you have seen the project. Leave it for some time and then you do your own thing. And this is what I was done. I was looking at my project and after a while ago, I was made it from my memory and what I want to catch. Okay, enough about that. Some gesso on my canvas and I will play with the black heavy gesso to prime my horse and the items. So playing with paints and gesso, always remember to prime your items. It's much more easy than to play with different colors and paints. And you see me now first adding white and now I'm adding black. And I'm not adding black to my canvas or composition of embellishments. It's a cluster of embellishments. I'm not adding them playing with the black gesso perfectly. You see me, I'm playing like really, really sloppy. Not perfection, not all over it. And like really light-handed, because I want it to be like a little bit dirty and like that. So yes, it will be really grungy. And you see, I go and have a little bit of water and play, and because I have the Crackle paint, it goes nicely in the crackles. Remember that the Crackle paste must be dry before you do this. The paste, it works best if it dries natural. And you see me, I was playing here. And my background is not completely, my black gesso is not completely dry. So when I'm adding the impasto paint, you see it gets a little bit dirty and grayish from the black gesso. But that's what I was looking for, the imperfection and a little bit messy. While I'm creating, it's too babish blue. And this canvas will go to a boy. So I will add more color and it will have the liquid acrylic paint with the turquoise, and adding water and playing with it, and the impasto paints is still in the background and it gives a nice effect because the impasto paint is really matte and the liquid acrylic, it's glossy, so it gives like a nice contrast between the matte and the glossy paint. So you see me adding a little bit of the impasto on the frames around the composition to add a little bit of the blues. So I'm trying and I go with the feelings, what feels right to do. And yeah, I'm going like playing around, and it doesn't have the look what I'm looking for yet, but it will come. Yeah, and now while the color is drying, I have the Finnabair-Acrylic Sparks Unicorn's Hair, and it's a very glittery color. And I'm using this to dry brush my horse because I want it to be really shiny and glossy to stand out for the background that is not shiny at all. And this I want, so it gets, and it will be like in the background, so I go like really light-handed, so it will stand out. And you see me, a little bit paint, and now it's glossy. And it's time to dry brush also on the black pieces, little bit here and there. I go over my frame. And you see I go light-handed because I want to make like a diagonal composition go over the frame. And when I make this, I get so many ideas of more reverse canvas. So I will do one more reverse canvas with a different composition so you can see. And now it's time to add even more interest to my horse, and I'm adding like the vintage gold, and I'm using my finger because I only want it to go on the top. So you see I want this to be really shiny, yes, and it will stay there in the middle so it stand out. And a little bit here and there on the frame, not everywhere, totally randomly, but to frame everything I go like really light-handed. So you can see how my reverse canvas is working on, and even a little bit in the background to make everything goes together. I'm adding only on the top of the pattern in the canvas, and always check out with my horse if it works. Yeah, and you see me going on here and adding even some wax on the molds that will be in the background. So I'm doing that before I'm gluing them because I want them to match the background so much as possible. Yeah, I'd start to grow. And you see me adding a little bit of the green mint sparkle also on the horse. And it's perhaps sometimes you need to improvise. So everything will go how you like it. And I'm gluing everything with the 3D gloss gel. So you can move them around how you like until you're happy. And the small riding horse goes in the middle. And now I will add like Finnabair's the effect paste, Golden Dragon effect paste, and it's so shiny and sparkling with some flakes and glitter, and I'm adding that to the horse. Yes, because I really want the riding horse to stand out. And not too much, but pretty much anyway. Goes with the feeling, and then I have like a small clock in the middle and a little bit on the composition on the side, but not too much. Here I have some decorations, some chipboard that I'm painting with black gesso, so easy with the sponge, and when it's wet, the gesso, I will heat emboss them so they get a little bit shiny. It's a chipboard and I cut it in half and I emboss them so they will be really shiny, and I will have them in the corner so you can see the molds I have in the background then are like only for the background to give a little bit interest so my riding horse doesn't feel like so alone. And adding a little bit paste, and now I will stick them to like hold in the edges. And it's turning out fine. I hope the family who will have this baby boy, they will be happy about my gift for them. I want to have something more because I want to have it a little bit more grungy, so I'm adding like a string to my project. It's a brown string, and while I'm doing this, I realize that the brown wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but yeah, but I will keep it. And you see me a little bit struggle with the chipboards. They move around, and I add even some more metallic embellishments. And now it's time to add the color to the string. I have the ink black of liquid acrylic paint, so I paint my string on the project and adding a lot of black. I realize I want some contrast and more black edges, so I'm adding the ink and spraying water and goes around where I need to have more black. I realize I want to have it more grungy, and I love the liquid acrylic. If you add spray some water on the product, they flow beautiful, but also when they dry, they gets really dark. And now I'm happy. Look at my inspiration. The other one is more goldish, and I made it for many years ago, but that was my inspiration. So I say thank you and hope you enjoyed my project, and see you soon. Please, if you like, give the thumbs up. I'm really happy of my horse, and thank you Finnabair for giving this class from many years ago. Thanks and bye bye.